It's a Mario game, yeah, it's a Mario game. We're gonna play a Mario game. I haven't posted in like way too long. Sorry, not sorry, let's get it on. Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I'm not 2 months late, you're 2 months late. What an incredible game, what an astonishing game, what a sublime experience. You know, I'm sure there's a synonym that's more fitting, but man, I just can't quite put my finger on it. In all seriousness though, this game is awesome. It's so full of energy and life, you can really feel the love, attention, time, and care that's been put into it. I can definitely see why it was nominated for Game of the Year. It would take me such a long time to talk about everything I love in this game, which is why I'm not gonna do that. You've already read the title, probably. You already know what's going on here. I'm gonna rank all... What the... No, I don't mean Wonder Seeds, I mean Wonder Flowers. What can I get a number and how many Wonder Flowers are in this stupid game? I mean, great game. Ugh, whatever. I listed them as I played the game anyway. Look, there's 77. I think. I'm pretty sure. Look, I even checked my work. See? There's a number. That means math. Anyway, Wonder Flowers, the heart and soul of this game, sort of. See, the Wonder Seeds are the basic item you collect whenever you complete a level or a special challenge, a lot like they do in those 3D Mario games. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this might be the first 2D Mario game to have that sort of gameplay loop. I'm probably wrong, but I don't really feel like looking that up. On the other hand, Wonder Flowers are a completely different beast. Whenever you do a level, you know there's at least one, except for those special type ones. Speaking of, I really want to do Wonder Seed ranking because there's some stuff that I really want to talk about, but aren't related to the flowers, like the actual levels themselves, because wow, this game has some great level design. But whatever, it's probably not gonna happen. You know, probably. Wonder Flowers always hold a really cool spectacle and sometimes even a challenging minigame. And other times, it's just the entire level. No one flower is the exact same most of the time, and you can always expect something new and different with each one. They're all super fun and a genius addition that keeps the gameplay feeling fresh and exciting, but some are just more special than others, which is why I'll be ranking them. None of these are bad, not in the slightest. None of these are bad, not in the slightest. Most of these are just ones that I preferred or had more fun with over others. The only reason I put them into tiers was to organize my thoughts better because my brain is chaos. But other than that, I'll just be ranking them from 77 all the way to number 1. Also, this is all just my opinion. I don't know how diehard the Mario Wonder fan base is, but if I accidentally slander your favorite Wonder Flower, please don't come after me. I don't need to explain anymore. You already know what's happening. So without further ado, let's go. Ow. Let's go. Like I said, there aren't any that are bad. They're all fun in their own crazy way. However, there were some that maybe felt a little repetitive and a wee bit boring when compared to the rest of the level itself. And one that I was actually kind of disappointed by takes up 78th spot on our list. Operation Poplin Rescue. You want to know why this one was so disappointing? Because the build-up to this mission was so cool! Imagine, if you will, the scene. You've been fighting your way through level after level, enemy after enemy, descending deeper and deeper into the fungi mines, and finally, you reach the end. Alright, soldier, I know you've been through a lot. You sacrificed so much to get here, and yes, we have lost men along the way. But I will not allow the lives we've lost to have been in vain! Now, fulfill your duty and save those poplins! Yeah! And then the level is just you turning into a slime guy and hitting the little flower thing and get some blocks out of the way. Yeah! This is the definition of anticlimactic. Like, I know they do this later in the game, but this could have been an awesome opportunity for the game to take everything you've learned throughout the entirety of the Fungi Mines world and give you a final gauntlet of sorts that puts all you've experienced to the test. I mean, that's what it felt like it was leading up to, but no! It's barely even a level! What a shame. However, this is the first example on our list of the capture mechanic from Odyssey sort of making a comeback, which I'll talk more about later. He's got a goofy mustache. The colors were pretty, and it was fun.
Who blew this bubble?
The idea of a superstar speedrun sort of thing is fun, and the time limit idea is a little creative, but since you can just run through the whole thing, it doesn't really offer much, not even visually. It was just another superstar rush. Cool feeling like a pro speedrunner, even though I died in my first try. This one's higher than the previous one because the background stuff looks cool. The very first Wonder Flower you get, and you know what? It's an awesome first impression, really letting you know right off the bat all the off-the-wall insane stuff you're gonna experience while playing this absolute fever dream of a game. The moving pipes is also a creative spectacle. It's plenty of good, simple fun, but compared to the rest of the Wonder Flowers on this list, it's okay. Basically the first one, but the floor is lava. I mean poison. However, this is the first level on our list to have the perspective change mechanic, which is just so cool, and I'll talk about it more later. Oh gosh, this is foreshadowing for there being a metal version of every single character in Mario Kart 9. We thought that we had enough with Pink, Gold, Peach, but no. Next we'll get Violet, Violet, Cobalt, Shy Guy. Okay, actually, this sounds pretty epic. Anyway, the Wonder Flower here was a cool idea, but gameplay-wise, it was kind of boring. Like, the electric bolts look cool, and I love the sound design, scenery, and music here. The music was especially good. That remix is awesome. But, like, there isn't really anything to this one. It's basically the level you were already playing, but now you're metal and invincible. There's, like, no change to how the level is played. Remember, guys, this is a ranking of the Wonder Flowers, not the level itself. The level was cool. I like the blooms. They're funny. However, the actual Wonder Flower minigame, while fun, was pretty much just a ride through. Like, besides trying to grab a single one-up, which I failed at, I wouldn't say there's much gameplay or even an interesting spectacle with this one. It's just cool and fun. And the fireworks are pretty cool though. Skydiving. It's pretty epic. That's all. I'm sorry this is ranked so high when I have like nothing to say, I just thought it was cool. Okay, look, this one is awesome and super fun, and the Odyssey thing is back. Oh, look at that, he's got a little insignia. But like, I don't know, man, it's just spamming the jump button. Like, you can't even see where you're going, which can be fun and exhilarating, but here it just feels like you're not really doing anything or having much input, and it's not enough of a spectacle to save it from its okay gameplay. In my opinion. This section is all the Wonder Flowers that I genuinely quite enjoyed, but came just short of being truly legendary. And to start off, we got Slug. I like this one. It's pretty fun and the concept is cool. That's why it's an A tier. However, I don't think it uses the premise in the best way. Like on paper, doing a platformer in slow motion should add a nice extra challenge to the level and make a nice creative extra layer to it. But I don't really think this one does that. It's just kind of a normal Mario level, but slower. Like, they don't even try to use the slow-mo in a very creative way, which just kind of makes it tedious to play through. But the sound effects are kind of funny. Being the big boy is fun, and the colors here are like beautiful. It's also fun to get knocked around by the blooms, but since you don't take any damage, you are quite literally just floating through the level and basically just spam till the end. It's wild and chaotic, and the hoppos are hilarious and adorable and bouncing. But other than that, it's alright. Pretty simple, you just ride bulls. But the really cool part with this is that it literally topples over the flagpole. Like, that's insane! For so long, that has signified the end of a level. When you see a flag post in a Mario game, that typically only means one thing. So to see it toppled over so easily is an amazing thing to experience for the first time. And since this is one you'd see pretty early on, it really feels like Nintendo's telling the player, oh yeah, take all your preconceived notions about what a 2D Mario game could be and throw it out the window. Defenestrate it. We're about to show you something truly special. Ice levels are annoying, but the Wonder Flower in this level is pretty neat. I like the visuals, the feel, the environment, and all that good stuff. And the actual gameplay is pretty fun too, even though it's pretty simple and easy to get through. The idea of being in a blizzard and having to wait just long enough for the snow blocks to build up in order to reach the Wonder Seed was pretty cool. I actually like these token quest levels quite a bit. Even if the level is just a fun spectacle, the addition of finding and collecting tokens adds a nice challenge to any Wonder Flower. With that being said, this is not merely a simple spectacle. The way that you would have to lead this giant piranha thing to break the blocks above you in order to collect the token was really fun. Also, the underwater levels are like actually really fun in this game, which is pretty hard to do. And that's all thanks to the addition of badges. And let me just take a quick aside to tell you guys about badges. I know this is a tier list for Wonder Flowers, but I really want to talk about badges! I need water. Oh, give me a second, I need water. Hello, Mario. Hello, Cat. Were you there the whole time? These little guys are one of the best new features to any Mario game ever. So since this game doesn't really have many new power-ups, really only adding the bubble flower and the elephant, Apple, which is actually a mini complaint of mine. I do wish there were at least some new power-ups. It's all good though, because that's where the badges come in. Each one is basically its own unique power-up, and they're so fun to use. Each one's so unique and different, and just an absolute blast. And what makes it even better, in my opinion, is that you can only use one in each level you choose. So it really makes you think, maybe I want to use this one or this one because I think this level might include this challenge or that challenge. It's just really fun thinking about what you can do in each level with each badge you use, even though for the most part I just use that propeller jump badge. Anyway, that's all I have to say about badges. They're awesome and I'm glad they're in the game. Okay, back to the ranking. The Sunbaked Desert itself has an awesome aesthetic and most of the levels are super puzzly and fun. This Wonder Flower is more of a short and fun Indiana Jones style chase quest with some amazing background art. I just wish it was a little bit longer. Oh, and the way you find the flower is super cool too. You know, I'm not really sure, but I think I was supposed to jump on the fish to gain height. But I'm bad at video games, so I just cheated and used the helicopter jump badge. Looking back, yeah, jumping on the fish was 100% what I was supposed to do. Anyway, yeah, fun level, and if you do what you're actually supposed to do, it's a pretty decent challenge as well. This was pretty fun, and I think it made use of the speed up mechanic better than the previous one I mentioned made use of the slow-mo thing. The quicksand clashed really well with the speed, but it did make the gravity feel all weird, and made me feel kind of like I was on ice and quicksand at the same time. Oh hey, the first palace level on the list. So, why do I think this is the weakest out of all of them? Well, it's because it's another slow down and speed up thing, which is fine. I mean, the idea is fun, and it's not used badly here. I just don't think that it's all that interesting. Like, it doesn't even make the level that much more difficult, but it's still pretty fun, so I guess that's why it's here at this spot on this list, I guess. Whoa, 2 of the palaces back to back on the same list. That's crazy. I wonder what the next one will be. Anyway, this one's cool. It's not like a crazy challenge or anything, but it's fun. And I died a concerning amount of times. Oh, would you look at that? The next one's a palace level. Anyway, this one's awesome. It's the first one on the list that does the shadow thing. I love... I need water again. I'm just gonna pass it. It's the first one on our list that does the shadow thing. I love these. It feels like I'm playing like an actual 2-dimensional video game. Like 2D, like not like a 2D Mario game, but like the 2D-ness of... Anyway, everything just looks so good visually. I also love these because since there's not really any sense of depth, they're a lot more unpredictable than some of the other Wonder Flowers, which is where they're typically best. And on top of all that, there's a really clever way you obtain the flower in the first place. It's just really cool and really well thought out. Okay, before I say anything else, I just wanted to say that I love the aesthetic of the deep magma bog world. It feels like a Metroid game or something. Yeah, this is probably the best palace one on the list. If that wasn't obvious, given its place on the list. This one's sick! You get to be a little green boy again. It's a nice puzzle that offers a cool challenge with the mechanics of the little green guy. I don't really have much else to say though. Not because I dislike it or there's less here. It's just something that you have to play to really get, I guess. Oh yeah, also, since this is the last palace one, I would just like to take this time to talk about the boss battles in this game, cause like, they're kind of just okay, you know, 99% of the time at least. We'll get to that later. I mean, the idea is cool, but like, why is it just Bowser Jr.? What happened to the rest of the Koopalings? Can we have some original bosses maybe? This game sure has no shortage of original content, and I don't know, they're fun, but like, they do the same thing every single time, and they're not really that special, which is a shame. Next up on the list is Pipe Block Passage. It's really fun and creative, and it's a token quest, which is cool, but I kind of wish there was more quests in this token quest. Like, you just kind of jump at them when you see one. I don't really think I'm explaining this properly. It's fun, but there are better ones on the list, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Also, this is the first time a Wonder Flower would make you go up super high and not just drop you from hundreds of meters in the air once you got the seed. So that was a really funny first experience. The water flip thing was so cool! It made the rest of the level even more interesting. This particular one seems like it'd be really cool for multiple playthroughs since the Water Flower changes the level so drastically. Also, man, this game is so beautiful. Like, look at the water. Just look at it. Now that is some quenchable water. Like, it's competing with the water from Cascade Kingdom in terms of quenchability. Super chaotic and super fun. The best ones have a nice balance between chaos and structure, but not this one. That's why I love it. These little guys are funny. Look, they jump when I jump. That's so funny. Anyway, the flower's fun. Just some big spiky guys destroying stuff. An awesome idea. I honestly don't get why the roller Koopas weren't in more of the game. They're literally in like 2 or 3 levels, if that, because Koopas with roller skates are pretty cool. Although it's decently easy to know where to go since there's a pretty clear pattern, the idea of invisible platforms is nonetheless cool, especially since the Koopas double as both obstacles and hints to where the next platform is. I kind of wish they made a more difficult version of this at a later point in the game, but unfortunately, it was not meant to be. There's not a ton of actual effort you have to put in here, but it's just really funny to be a big spiky ball guy sky and destroy literally everything in your path. An absolute blast for sure. Also, the sound effects are funny. Nice! Now this is what I'm talking about. The musical parts of this game are amazing. The fact this game has such an interesting focus on music that they could have changed the name to like Super Mario Bros. Symphony or something, and I would completely understand. In fact, this makes me kind of want like a sequel or something that focuses even more on the music-based levels and actually call it that. That would be so cool. Oh yeah, the Wonder Flower. I like this one, but there's a reason why it's at the bottom of all the music ones. And that's because it's probably not the best visually in my opinion. Like, it's really good, don't get me wrong. I mean, nothing in this game looks bad visually. There's a weird level of polish, actually. But this particular level just looks kind of messy, and I don't think the colors really mesh all that well. With that being said, come on, look at this little guy. He's so funny, look at him go. The experience of waiting for something to happen, and then bam, a massive block just comes crashing down was genuinely shocking. And although I wouldn't call it difficult or much of a challenge, it was actually pretty tense. More Mario Odyssey style stuff going on, woo! Man, I want a sequel to that. Hold on. Can I digress for a brief second here? Isn't it just so cool that we get so much in a 2D Mario game? I mean, we got the 3D Mario thing where you collect the world's main items while discovering secrets that give you even more of them. We got the capture thing from Odyssey making a slight comeback. We got power-ups and badges. Like, man, they did so much in this game. I really want to see what a 3D Mario game looks like after they went so crazy with this one. Anyway, it was fun, okay? The level was fun and the fireworks look nice. See, it would have been just fine if they made this a spiky ball chase like Indiana Jones or something, but they made this a token quest, baby, which gives you a goal through the level, all while this giant metal ball chases you. It's so fun and exhilarating, even if it was just a bit of a run-through. Midway trial, but better. No fireworks this time, so boo. But yeah, it was quite cool indeed, and I think that the uses for the new enemy for this one in particular are very clever and cool. Cool idea, but I think it would have been better if instead of being able to just let these guys be stunned by the POW block, they made it so that I would have to actually throw the block at them in order to stun the Noshers and get ahead.
Looking back, this is actually exactly how the level goes, so please ignore my previous statements.
The rain effects look so good! Besides what I just mentioned, it's not the most visually involved one, but it was a nice challenge that actually took me quite a few tries. However, this is because I'm an idiot and didn't understand the basic premise of the level. I like the premise of the pressure-sensitive platforms. It made for very interesting gameplay, and it's even more fun when you literally become one. I really like the part where you had to redirect the spike at the end. You know, it does seem like I'm kind of ranking these off of how much of a challenge they give, and that's just because I personally enjoy when they're more involved. But these Wonder Flowers really shine, where they're just an awesome visual showcase where crazy, unexpected things happen. And that's a big reason I love Out My Way Valley. It doesn't really offer much of a challenge, you pretty much just ride it through to the end. But man, is it such a fun experience. The atmosphere is perfect. When you topple over that flagpole and later see that it was absorbed into the giant snowball, it was just so cool. In fact, you pick up debris as the snowball goes, and it's just awesome. Look at the water, dude. Just look at it. Just look at the background. Listen to the music. This is like some Animal Crossing New Horizons stuff. It's just so beautiful. Oh yeah, there's a Wonder Flower too. I mean, it's also really good. Oh man, I love this one. It's literally a mini game. I love the limited amount of control you have as the upstream carries you, and you've got to dodge all the lightning, which has a great 2D effect, by the way. It's just so good, dude. I love how creative this game gets. It's just so alive. Hot pose. In space! The upward journey to the flower is really cool. It feels like an adventure. The little detail that the higher you go, the colder it gets is a really nice touch, and I really love when you can literally see the end of the level. Like, it's literally within your grasp, but then the game's like, no, we're not done yet. The fact that Giant Hoppo launches you into space is hilariously epic. Now, the actual gameplay once you get to space is also great. The Hoppos are a nice obstacle. I think they should have done more with it, though, or even maybe just a more involved version later on in the game, since the concepts are so cool. But nah, they didn't do that. Also, I think this would have been a great opportunity for some Mario Galaxy music to make a cameo. And before you use the nostalgia card or something, that's literally something that makes this game so awesome. They pulled music from so many other parts of the Mario universe, which was equally as cool. So I just wish that the only level where you literally go to space had at least a little bit of a reference music-wise. I like the tight gameplay. It's really fun and actually pretty clever at times. It kind of reminds me of that one mobile game where you're that little green guy and jumping from wall to avoid obstacles, and the walls are purple. I have no idea what it's called, and for the life of me, I couldn't find it anywhere. Gosh! Did I tell you how much I love these Mario Odyssey-like ones? I probably did, but I love these Mario Odyssey-like ones! And look at that! He's got a little hat too! This was basically a hide-and-seek minigame, which, might I remind you, is the greatest game ever invented. Hide-and-seek, that is. Don't say this. It's just here to let Adian know what I messed up my own thing. If I had one complaint, it's that it's a teensy bit tedious. We got popcorn enemies! Ah! It's so cute! The Wonder Flower is a token quest that's super fun and gets even better if you use the right badge. The water bubbles are awesome to navigate and maneuver around, and the aesthetics are beautiful. I don't even know if it's technically 2D, but I love the use of 2D art in this game. It's the first of its kind, so it's inherently more simple than the rest, but man, these shadow levels are so cool! And the fact it's a hidden level makes it feel like some sort of amazingly impressive task you've accomplished, especially since the entire thing was covered in shadow. This one in particular really felt like you weren't supposed to find it, but you did, and it's epic. And the ambience, the forest noises are so cool and eerie and really fit the visuals. I love it so much. I missed the Wonder Seed on the first time though. This was my first experience with the shadow levels. The other one technically came before this, but it was hidden, so I didn't play it until the end of the game. The fact the other one's hidden makes that level a little bit more fun. But wait, so then why are you ranking this one, Mumcher Fields, above that one, Springs and Twilight Princess Forest? Well, dear viewer, allow me to remind you, this is not a ranking of the levels themselves. Is it? No, in fact, as I have mentioned countless times, and you're probably tired of hearing it at this point, we are ranking the Wonder Flowers. And this level's flower is, in a word, sugoi. Amazing. Springs was plenty of fun, but this one is legendary. Okay, maybe that was an exaggeration. I've just been using the same 2 words this entire video, and I'm really squeezing the thesaurus dry at this point. Whatever. The flower was cool. When it literally made the terrain come to life, I was like, well, that just happened. Gotta lead them in the proper direction. And when the game adds the right obstacles, it makes for a really fun challenge that makes you think about when you should lead them and in what direction. And use of the foreground and background, as in so many of these levels, not only plays well, but looks beautiful. My goodness, why do I have so much to say about Mumcher Fields? Hey, where'd this one come from? It feels like a whole mini boss battle or something. Why aren't there more of these? Whatever, we got this one, and that's epic. What the? Cat? What's up? Aww, it's meowing. Oh, yeah! I can't do that. Oh, yeah! I've been waiting to talk about this. These battleship courses are amazing on their own. The fixed camera, the scenery, the enemies, the flippin' part where you destroy a whole droid factory? Wait, maybe I'm remembering that wrong. Oh, except I'm totally not! Yeah, these courses are cool as a cucumber in a freezer in the Arctic with an ice-cold lemonade in hand with sunglasses on. Yeah, that cool. And I haven't even said what the Wonder Flower does. Oh yeah, that's right. You've got to dodge a flipping Bowser laser. If that's not epic, I don't know what is. And the fact you've got to direct it to destroy obstacles in your way, oh man, it's all just so cool.
I'm still geeking out about it.
Oh yeah, and one last note, on this particular one, whoever decided to make a firework Bob-omb variant is a genius and needs a raise immediately. That's right, another one. Let's do it all again. And other various ways of saying the same thing. We've got another flying battleship. It's like the last one, but more difficult. Unfortunately, that's all I have to say. Yeah, there's a reason why these are back to back to back. The gameplay doesn't change much between each one. Not that it has to though, because these are awesome just the way they are. Oh boy, I sure hope the next one isn't yet another flying battleship. Oh, you've gotta be kidding me. Super Mario Bros. Wonder has blessed us with not 2, not 3, wait, it does stop at 3. 3 battleship levels, and I couldn't be happier. You know, unless there was a 4th one, I guess. I don't care that they're all basically the same, but get more involved as they go. I eat up every single second of this experience, as you can probably tell. This one caps off this phenomenal trilogy of battleship battles perfectly. The fixed camera makes the whole thing especially intense with this one in particular, since you have to wait for the camera to catch up as you dodge these laser blasts that you activate when you turn on the Wonder Flower. And the addition of the little pulley things added a really nice extra element to really round out the whole experience. The flower part specifically. Dude, the way you get this flower is like a whole Mario Party minigame or something. Like, wow. The actual Wonder Flower segment is equally as sweet. I like the idea of swimming through lava, and the visuals are also really nice. And I always love levels that that are dark and difficult to see, and you've got to turn on the lights as you go. And this is a token quest, which is some of the best ones in my objective, totally correct opinion. And each light turning on after you collect a token is just so satisfying. The fact you're invincible takes away a teensy bit of the challenge, but it's not really a big deal. Okay. I know this is a Wonder Flower tier list, but can I please just talk to you about the actual level for a sec? Why not? I mean, you've been doing that this whole time anyway. The level design in this game is just so awesome, especially in the Sun-Baked Desert, and this one specifically. Like, this one puzzle in Shovel Mansion was just so cool. Okay, so you're just running along, right? Wondering, I wonder what I'm gonna do. And then bam, reveal! You were actually in the mid-ground the whole time. And now that you're in the foreground, you can push the pipe out of the way too. What? A door in the mid-ground's being hidden by a pipe in the foreground the whole time? Like, dude, that was just such a cool reveal. Anyway, the actual Wonder Flower was also pretty good. It didn't release the foreground much, but it's still cool nonetheless, even though my idiot brain could not for the life of me figure out what to do. Like, literally, I died so many times before I figured out. It's actually kind of embarrassing. Color switch dungeon, baby! The way the entire level works is amazing, but I don't want to digress into another tangent about something I said I wouldn't talk about, so... Wonder Flower! Hey, this is pretty sick. The little chase with the evil version of yourself was cool and actually a little tense, especially since you had to solve puzzles as it chased you. It actually kind of reminded me of Metroid Fusion. What, does everything just remind you of Metroid now? Now what makes this Wonder Flower better than an epic ship battle where you have to dodge a giant laser? Oh, I know. What about DLC for an entire course? I actually failed to find the Wonder Flower on my first go, but you know what? I'm happy that happened, because when you finish the level and your character's all like, huh? Where's the little house? Does the course still go on? And then the end card thing says, course clear? Ah, I love that. But yeah, when you do eventually find the Wonder Flower, you literally sneak past the flagpole and go on an entirely separate adventure as a little slimy guy. And then you have to solve this crazy puzzle with the actual sun. Just a really good, really well thought out Wonder Flower and level in general. Now, this was the very first one that gave us the amazing perspective change. The lack of being able to jump makes a genuine challenge. And I like that you have to make the birds destroy things in order to progress, since, well, you can't do it yourself.
See you later.
Oh no. All the special world levels are basically just the Wonder Flower the whole time, which is why they're so high up. But I must say, for a special world level, this one was kind of just aight. Like, the background looked really nice, but other than that, you're kind of just jumping on a bunch of hippo guys, which is fun, but not amazingly entertaining. Now, with that being said, I did die like 10 times, so... And now we reach S tier, the best of the best. The Wonder Flowers that define the game and what it represents in my eyes. Let's get into it with number 20. Alright, there's not really a ton of challenge or gameplay here, but come on, just try and tell me this isn't absolutely gorgeous. It's not gorgeous.
Will you cut that?
Look at it, just look at it. Look at the colors. Eat the colors. Breaking through the clouds, seeing the missiles do their thing, then dodging them at the end while Bowser's castle moves ominously in the background, surrounded by an absolutely stunning skybox, I might add. Like, this isn't simple eye candy. Nay, this is a full 7-course feast for your primary viewing devices. Oh, and the music! A simple but very fun challenge made better by adding a fixed camera, which becomes more difficult if you try and collect everything, which I always try and fail at. Also, I had the jump boost badge, so maybe I cheated a little. It actually took me a second go to find this one. Anyway, this one was more of a show than a mini game, but what a wonderful show it was! I know some people might be mad I put this above Upshroom Downshroom, or maybe you're not, I don't know. But I don't know, I just thought this one was more fun. Another token quest where you're being chased by that evil version of yourself, and I liked how the POW block was used here. I don't have much else to say though, I'm sorry. I know this is S tier, but it's really something that you have to play for yourself to understand. You know, these guys have shown up twice now. I wonder if there's like any crazy lore or something with these Rift guys. Alright, at this point, this Wonder Flower is basically a rhythm game. Or maybe that's going too far. But look, you can have a badge that gives you extra coins when you jump on beat. That's gotta count for something. Whatever. This level's fun as heck. Like seriously, at this point, I just really want a Mario Symphony to actually happen. The little ninja guys are cute, the gameplay's fun, the beat's cool to jump to. Look, why do I have these so high up? I just like when the music is used in a clever way, okay? Leave me alone. This one's funny. Like, you find the way to get to the level by replaying an old level, and the flower's like, sorry this happened again. Comedy gold. I don't get why it's named Dangerous Donut Ride, but whatever. Before the Wonder Flower, the level was already cool, but then... skydiving's back, baby! Woo! I don't have a ton to say about this one, but like, come on, it's skydiving. You can't get better than that, except when it totally did, so let's talk about that. Oh, come on, why weren't there more of these? When it first happened, I was definitely caught off guard a little, but it's just so cool, and also made me feel like an idiot. Like, I don't know where the ZL button is. I play games based on muscle memory. How should I know what any of this is? Actually, I genuinely just guessed 2 out of 3 of these, but somehow got them all right. It actually reminded me of a mini game that would happen in like a Paper Mario game or something. The dead end thing was cool. I love when this game subverts your expectations. Anyway, let's talk about the Wonder Flower now. Hey, look at that. The perspective is changing. That's how you know we're in for a good time. Oh no, I was wrong. This isn't good. It's not even great if that's what you were thinking. No, this is wonderful. Just look at it. It's so chaotic and cool, but still requires strategy to solve. All these blocks are disappearing and reappearing. So not only is this an epic maze, but the disappearing blocks can be used to stop the big lava guys from unaliving you. That's some really well thought out gameplay right there. I kind of wish there were even more mazes in this game. Okay, look, so I know the first part was like, oh hey, look, this is what you can do in the level, but I literally died 3 times. Anyway, Mario Odyssey, woo, kind of. Wow, maybe I'm just really bad at this game. Although being a Goomba can be a little long and tedious, this one's super fun. And a lot of the platforming is really fun and clever. And like, come on, you're a Goomba. Oh, and the part where you jump on the bubbles? No! How do we get up there? I know there was something I was supposed to do in this level, but I just can't put my finger on it. I wonder what he's called. I like the layer of challenge they present. Anyway. Wait, no. What about I can owe you my That's right, the Wonder Flower gives you a freaking pirate ship, and it's awesome. You're a pirate and you got a massive cannon. That's epic. What else do you need? You know, I would have been just fine with a ride along in this case, but no. This game laps in the face of expectations. You get to shoot the cannon. The gameplay is just so fun. And on top of that, your ship can actually get destroyed, kinda. Ooh, I've been waiting to talk about this one. Now, this was my first experience with the musical element of this game. Besides one thing I'll talk about later. The use of music in this game is just so creative, and I love the fact that you gotta keep in time with the music in order to win. Well, kinda, I guess. The blocks appear and disappear on beat. I kinda wish there was even more of these, especially if they made one that was just like super complex and challenging. I think that it would be really fun to speedrun. Actually, an all Wonder Flower speedrun of Mario Wonder sounds really cool. I'm not really a speedrunner though. Maybe I'll try that. I don't know. Eventually, when I have time. Which will probably be never. I was having a really hard time at first, but then I noticed I had the flutter jump badge on. I didn't own the helicopter jump thing yet, and after I turned it off, it was way easier. I still failed though. Oh my goodness, it's like the last one, but better! You know, I can't tell if jump to the beat means I actually have to jump when the beat insinuates it, because I tried that and I was hitting those blocks like way too early or way too late. Or maybe I just didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, that was probably it. My goodness, was this one difficult. Not only do you fall off and have to restart the whole thing if you fail, but you can't afford to lose any time at all because the blocks disappear way faster and the floor is slowly trying to unalive you. The tension of the rising poison was actually very tense, and after a long while of trying and failing, I took a little break and got it the first time. Second time. Big Spiky Boy is back! Woo! Complete with funny sound effects and everything. I love this little son of a gun. Son of a gun? Get it? Because the level's called Solar Roller? And the sun is solar? Okay, I'll stop now. All the fun of the other Spiky Boy course, except this one is difficult. Time limits terrify me, and it's got so many leaps of faith. It's my worst nightmare. I kind of feel like motion controls would have actually been really cool here, but maybe not, because Switch motion controls aren't really that good. And there's something else that I love, but we'll save that for another course it appears in later. I was very intrigued in this one from the name alone. MC Bowser's about to hit the craziest bars you've ever seen. Woo! Oh man, I'm so sorry, but I just can't shut up about these music ones. They're just so good. Everything is just so satisfyingly choreographed and fine-tuned to make each of these courses an absolute blast to play through. Unfortunately, we don't see the legend himself here. Oh wait, no, I think that's his hand. Wait a minute. In this game, Bowser just wants to put on a musical performance. On a stage, no less. A show, if you will. And the next original game from Nintendo just happens to be a Peach game, in which she also wants to put on a performance on a stage. A show. Princess Peach Showtime. Coincidence? I think not! You know, it's kind of funny how in Mario Kart, Lakitu is like the only thing keeping you from being utterly obliterated, but in this and everything else, he throws enormous spiked projectiles at you. Whoa! This was not expected in the slightest. Okay. Not only is this just an amazingly fun perspective change level, but it's a whole pinball game. Like, what? Also, like, the idea of using platforms above you to block and dodge the projectiles, like, that's just so awesome. Top tier idea and course in general. Okay, look. This probably doesn't deserve to be so high up. In fact, as I look at my script, I'm having second thoughts about where I placed it. But you know why it's so high up? Because one, the Wonderflower is basically just the whole level, which is pretty rare to see early in the game, which this level takes place in. And two, like, dude, this feels like a Mario Maker level. Not nearly as difficult as some of the courses I've seen / played, but just the way it looks and plays out is just so reminiscent of a very well-built Mario Maker game. The quickly rising poison, the fact you need to stay caught up with these bull dudes in order to progress through the level and not fail, the P coins. I don't think much really happens when you collect them all, but in order to truly experience the Wonderflower for all it has to offer, you should really at least try and get all the coins. It just feels so cool. Oh yeah, and the entrance of the hidden area is also a nice touch. Okay. I'm not gonna talk about this one nearly as much as I should because I have some more to say about this type of level later, but just so you know, this one is insanely good. There definitely should have been way more of these types of levels, even though there are already 3 of them. But like, man, there's just so much to love. The melody, the way it's coming directly from the Boo's mouth, so if you look at him directly, he stops. The door thing's little yelp. The way the lights reveal the shifting platforms, just so much to love here. But I'll have a little bit more to say about this particular kind of Wonderflower later on in the list. Remember when I said I would talk about something later back in the Magma Bog special part? Well, here it is! You get to ride around on a dragon! A dragon! Like, that's majestic. Look at that! He blows bubbles! Okay, let me back up for a sec. So, this whole time, you're going through a dragon graveyard with fossils all over the place, when all of a sudden, you're riding around on a dragon! That's awesome! Going past the flagpole will never get old, and the design and colors of the dragon look so nice, even though this one's just sort of a ride-along, besides a few things, but who cares? This is complete bliss the whole way through. I'm so glad this exists, although I must say that when it turned back into a fossil, yeah, that was pretty dark. Now, before I get into the top 3, there are some levels that are technically Wonderflowers, but I don't think they really counted enough to put them on the official list, but they're still really good, so I'm mentioning them here. Oh gosh, this one's a fixed camera. The level itself is basically a hodgepodge of everything you've done in the game so far, and it's fun and challenging and all that, but we're not here to talk about that. No. We're here to talk about the greatest musical performance I have ever seen in my entire life. The build up to the concert is so awesome. It feels all ominous and really exciting at the same time. It's MC Bowser! Severed hands. Smash Bros. At this point, I'm actually starting to sort of root for Bowser. Like, come on! All the dude wants to do is put on a concert. I think a musical career would suit him well. Wait a minute! Bowser's whole thing is putting on a musical performance right after he was literally Jack Black and does the same thing in the Mario movie. Coincidence? I think, yeah, I mean, probably. Speaking of, is it bad that after playing this game, I kinda wish he was really voiced by Jack Black? Like, I'm reading some of his lines here and I could just hear them coming straight from Mr. Jablinski Games' mouth. Anyway, oh come on! Why wasn't this game named Mario Symphony? Like, come on! With a little bit more of an involved score and even more music-based levels, it could have been absolutely legendary. Oh, when the platform slowly changed to have separate beats going at different speeds and tempos, like, so fun boss battle, and it sort of made up for all the okay Bowser Jr. fights. Sort of. I do feel kind of bad when I defeated him. Like, all he wanted to do was have a successful music career. I mean, I guess he did terrorize an entire kingdom to do it, but hey, that's show business for you. Now all that's missing is a Peach's reprise. Our second and last honorable mention goes to the credits. That's right, the credits. Nintendo's no stranger to making the most out of their credit sequences, but man, this one's just such a fun end cap to an amazing game and really captured the essence of the game itself. Pure, unexpected wonder. However, although this is the end of the game, this is not the end of our list. Let's get back to what I think are the 3 best Wonderflowers in the whole game. Oh boy, I can already tell this one's gonna be a tough one. This basically just takes bits and pieces from all over the game and gives you a final gauntlet to really test your skills. And well, it was great. Super fun, super challenging, a very fitting last stage, but honestly, I don't have much else to say. I still think it's top 3 worthy, that's why it's here, but it's more of something that you have to experience to truly understand. So here's a montage of me totally acing that course, so you can truly understand why it's so great.
Let's try this again. I'm surprised I'm not dead. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my... Why? I'm really bad at video games. Wasn't a good idea. I'm done! Ghetto, you admit... Oh, no! Wrong decisions. I make incorrect decisions. That's not fair. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not the right. Just jump, just jump, just jump. I still got the flame thing. It does, kind of. I know, I wanted to see what it did to the other guy. Boom. A Goomba? I didn't know that was a thing that could happen. No. Don't be stupid. This is actually very scary. This is actually... No! It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's not okay. What am I doing? What is wrong with my brain power? That's cheating. Alright, let's do the thing where I'm going to definitely die. Oh, the voids don't kill you? Wait, did I finish? I did it!
I'm a piranha. Then the Amazon.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together.
Amazing. Completely unexpected, catchy song with absolutely adorable piranha plants and trees swaying to the music in the background. This one is what, in my opinion, defines Mario Wonder. Pure, utterly unexpected, wonderful surprises at every corner, with love and life injected to every fiber of its being. I love this course, as you can tell, but there is one that I think is even better. Absolutely glorious. Better than the first in every way. This level is just the embodiment of everything this game represents. It's a joy through and through, while also being a frustratingly fun challenge with an absolute banger of a song sung by these adorable little guys. I don't know if I can ever hurt a piranha plant again. Okay, maybe that's a lie. Everything about this one just works. The surroundings, the music, the gameplay, just the general feels are so much of a joy to play. And the platforms, the way they're timed perfectly in sync with the music, it's just so good. I like all the music levels, but you know, I really wish that we had more of these actual music levels instead of the ones where you simply follow a beat to. But that's okay, because these ones are just so good and completely unexpected. Whew, boy, that was a lot. By the way, I am awful at making tier lists. Like, seriously, I'm so indecisive and I hate picking favorites. Whatever, put this on myself. Anyway, I've talked enough. Thanks again. Hope to see you again, and bye. Also, I know that there was a super special level when you collect all the purple coins and wonder seeds, but there was no wonder flower there, so I didn't count it. But if I was ranking all the wonder seeds, it would probably be number 1.